It's a very good evening. I know. Is it good evening? Of course, yeah. Good evening, Nairobi, Kenya. My followers who are following this conversation. Of course, this is Afrique 24 Dimple Afrique Monday edition. Where are you following this great conversation from? And of course, we are here for Sports Salon. Where are you following this great conversation? Because you know that whenever we have sports, you know that Dimple Afrique is always your number one sports show. Where are you tuning in? Because over the weekend we had a lot of sports activities that really took place, but here we are going to analyze them in details. One of my good friends, they are going to join, the likes of Wesley and also Benjamin Kilong. Mzalendo, of course, is also coming so that he can give us his views about Arsenal. Arsenal, it has been struggling to get that Premier League title, but still Mikel Arteta has not attained the best squad for English Premier League. So we are going to analyze all this in the next few hours. But don't forget that Chelsea fans, they are still asking for Enzo Maresca to either quit football or he just give Joao Felix time to play at Stamford Bridge, because Enzo Maresca has been giving Nico Jackson, that is the Senegalese striker, a lot of time, and yet he is not able to convert those chances, and he is very weak when it comes to striking. That is one of the things that really making the Chelsea Football Club to fail. Of course, we also have Manchester United. Of course, Manchester United, they have a new coach, that is Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim today, he turned 40 years, but when he was questioned and asked during the press, he said he is almost 50 years after spending only 1 month at Manchester United. That shows how this club is stressing. And also Manchester City, don't fool, is still not there. I think Manchester City, they have started to come up again after they won 3-1 against Chelsea at Etihad Stadium on Saturday. A lot of matches that were played, but I'm going to discuss all those in Africa 24. You just tune in and tell us what is your team and which team are you supporting? Which team do you really support when it comes to the Premier League? Make sure you always give your head in Africa 24, because this is where you get those sports news. Don't forget, Arne Slot is leading in the UEFA Champions League, that is European title, UEFA Champions League. Liverpool, they are on top after winning all the games, 21 points. And also in the Premier League, they are on the top of the Premier League. That shows how Arne Slot is serious when it comes to winning titles this season. Do you think that Arne Slot will win Premier League, FA, Carabao, and also UEFA Champions League? A lot of speculation are being said according to the Premier League, but no, the battle for Premier League is still not easy. You remember, Arsenal, they're still there. You have Nottingham Forest, you have Man City, Chelsea, and also a bit of Bournemouth. Newcastle United is still in the race for the Premier League. Premier League is one of the titles that are very tough when it comes to the competition. So which is your team? You can join us through the comment section there and tell us which team do you support? Which team do you really support when it comes to the Premier League? Because we have some of the top Premier League competitors. The last few days we have seen how the January transfer has attracted a lot of players moving out of EPL and also coming into the EPL. Others joining Sevilla, others joining Real Madrid, Barcelona, Chelsea. But the only thing that really costed a lot of players is how they are moving from one league to the another. I've seen how Kyle Walker, Kyle Walker is one of the best RB right back we have in the Premier League. But now he moved to AC Milan, Forza AC Milan, and AC Milan is, as you know, that AC Milan is one of the clubs that really produce good players. They have given quality players. The likes of Roma, that is Ibrahimovic. The likes of Christian Pulisic. Since he went there, he has been performing well. And also, I've seen out Tammy Abraham, the likes of Alvaro Morata. So, AC Milan really signed Kyle Walker for a few months on loan from Manchester City after all what was termed as disagreement with Pep Guardiola, but you know that Pep Guardiola will not give you a quality player. He will ask to utilize, he will ask to use that player until he is completely finished. That is Pep Guardiola when it comes to Manchester City. But now, you know, Man City, they have signed a very new striker, and of course, he's African. Mamouche. Mamouche was playing for Frankfurt in Germany, and he has come there to help Erling Haaland after Julian Alvarez left for Atletico Madrid, where he is shining. You saw him scoring two late goals when as Atletico Madrid was playing in the UEFA Champions League. That is Julian Alvarez. And Pep Guardiola, without wasting time, he went to sign Mamouche. Mamouche, who is now at the stadium. That is one of the African players. But you know, African players, they have been performing well when it comes to the EPL, that is the English Premier League. The likes of Mohamed Salah, the likes of Didier Drogba. The only person who is the only player who is really messing with some of the teams there is Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson, since he joined Chelsea, he has been performing very poorly, and the fans are really worried about the future of the Senegalese striker. You know, the likes of Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane, when he played for Liverpool, used to score goals, used to perform very well, used to give a lot of players tough competition. So where are you joining this great conversation from? Either you are following us from Afrique24, make sure you subscribe to Afrique24. Facebook, you subscribe to Afrique24, and that is the only way you are going to be part of this wonderful conversation. Where are you tuning from? Which is the team? Do you think Liverpool are going to win this Premier League 2024-2025? It is a tough season, but Arne Slot is maintaining that 100% performance. You think that Liverpool they are going to win this Premier League? You can join us through the comment section. You can join us through this conversation, and you will be one of the participants. You can join through the link that I've shared there. The link that I've shared there, you can join, and after you join, then you will be part of this great conversation. But don't forget Chelsea. Chelsea, they are saying that they want to sign a new striker. They have been battling to sign a good striker, but still they are fighting so hard to make Nicholas Jackson play. But Jackson has been one of the poor players that we have, despite him being African. But still, when it comes to playing, he is not giving quality performance when it comes to the Premier League. And that is why, and you go to Premier League competition, then you have to perform. That is the Senegalese striker. Of course, when you go to Liverpool, you know, Mohamed Salah is one of the consistent strikers. And of course, you know, it's not a striker, it's a winger. But he is really performing when it comes to the Premier League because, you know, he is is in one of those players who are performing well. And of course, he has outscored Thierry Henry when it comes to scoring because he scored a lot of goals. You remember the last match against Ipswich Town, he scored a lot of goals and he gave an assist. I think Mohamed Salah is the king of the Premier League. Rhoda Ruth following live. Join the conversation here and give us what is your view. Do you think that Liverpool are going to win this Premier League 2024-2025? Of course, I have Alex here. Welcome to Afrique 24 and give us your views. Do you think Liverpool they are going to win Premier League this season?
Good afternoon,
Why?
Mr. Kimanzi. And I think Liverpool will win it because I don't see a team that will challenge them. Because if you look at Nottingham Forest, they are slowly slipping away. If you look at Arsenal, Arsenal is inconsistent. If you look at, let's say, Newcastle and Manchester City, those teams are far, far away. So right now they have a long way to catch Liverpool. So I think this season they have it easy, and this is the best time for them to lift the trophy because if they don't lift it, they won't lift it again anytime sooner.
Why do you see so? Why do you think so?
I see Bonnie, as I said, I don't see much competition being given to Liverpool, because if you check the from number 2 to number 3 to number 4, those teams are quite a bit inconsistent with their performances, and they have dropped a lot of points in the first leg of the season. So it's going to be a big challenge to catch Liverpool. Whereas right now they just need to win some few games and win the Everton game which they have in hand, and they will win the title very early. They will clinch the title very early in the season. They just need to win some of the games, and to more so to win, to pick up some points against the big six. And I think Liverpool are having it. They're having it good, and they'll be able to get the title.
Yes, but there are some teams there which are really performing. Don't you think that we might have 2016 era whereby Nottingham Forest they can win the Premier League despite the loss over the weekend?
As I said, Bonnie, Nottingham Forest are a good side. They have been picking up points, and the loss they had, it was very terrible. It will injure them in their quest for top four. But I don't think Nuno Espirito Santo is ready to compete for titles. The same way Enzo Maresca said, his team is not yet ready to compete for titles. For them, it's just to pick up points and try and see whether they can get top four. If they get top four, they're good to go. But by them saying that they can challenge for the title, they are still not yet there. And the 2016 season, so Leicester win the title because Manchester City was poor, Arsenal was poor, Chelsea was poor, Manchester United was poor. So the only team that was challenging them was Tottenham, and Tottenham are very good at bottling titles. So that is why Leicester had it easy and they did it. So same thing with Liverpool right now. They're having it quite easy because teams are yet to push them to the edge. They don't really have a strong opponent. So if you're saying Nottingham Forest can clinch the title, I think you're delusional.
That is Alex. Mzee Kilong bwana, karibu sana. We have missed you here in Africa 24. I don't know,
Thank
ulienda holiday, ulikuwa Japan, ukatoka Japan, ukaenda Australia, ukatoka Australia sasa uko Kenya. Ai, bwana tumekumisi sana hapo kwa Africa 24. Kwanza watu wa spoti bwana.
thank you very much. Nilikuwa busy shughuli, nilikuwa nimeenda Ocha alafu January, mambo kama hiyo, but happy to be here.
Yes, that is Mzee Kilong, of course, is one of the loyal followers of Africa 24. So Mzee Kilong tulikuwa tunauliza, of course, the Premier League title is getting hotter. Do you think that this Arne Slot, of course, Arne Slot, that is a Liverpool coach, since he came into the Premier League, he has been performing very well. And when you see what is happening in the UEFA Champions League, they are giving 100% performance. They have won every game and they have 21 points. Of course, they tops the UEFA Champions League standing. And when you see how they are playing, it's like they are coming for everything. Do you think that Liverpool, they are going to clinch Premier League 2024-2025? And why? Do you think that they might slide?
Yeah, I think now the inevitable is that Liverpool will win the Premier League. This is because they are a well-coached team. They are well balanced. They have a strong defense, lethal attack. Their midfield is also superb. Unless a miracle happen, and they're the ones who are going to win the 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 Premier League, because as you see, all the other teams are struggling. You see Nottingham Forest struggling, Arsenal struggling, Man City are way behind. Yeah, so to me, Liverpool will win the title as early as April. By April, mid-April, we'll be done with the Premier League, because when they play, they win. hawabatishi game, wako pale kushinda matches, and they have the lethal attack. Mo Salah, Gakpo, who's on form, Luis Diaz, and now we see Chiesa is back after a long injury, so Chiesa will also be there as a substitute. So for me, Liverpool, they are on the course of winning the title unless something shocking happens. But as it stands, as of today, they are the ones who are the favorites.
But now, Long, we have that will be a big shame for other coaches. How can a coach just come from another league and then he come to clinch title for the first time, and yet we have experienced coaches in the Premier League who has been there, the likes of Sin Do. Of course, he has been. Of course, he hasn't been. Of course, he was sacked, but the likes of Dead Moyes, they are there. But now getting Ancelotti coming for the first time and clinching title. It shows how Jurgen Klopp was working hard when it comes to Liverpool. Do you think that it will be a big shame for other coaches who have been in the Premier League if this guy wins?
Yeah, especially the biggest shame will all go to Arsenal's coach, which is Michael Arteta. He has been there for 5 years, and he's always saying that they are competing for the title. And as it stands today, they're not anywhere close to winning the Premier League. So for me, it's a big shame to all the other coaches who are there, of course. But we understand they are coaching small teams, so they don't have the enough budget, they don't have the enough strength to purchase players that they have. But a big team like Arsenal, being led by the coach Arteta, that's the manager who should be more ashamed. And I think that if Arsenal is a serious club, should fire him at the end of the season if he fails to win any trophy. So for me, it's a big shame to the other coaches, but this guy, Arsenal's coach, no, Arteta, is the one that has the biggest shame because the other coaches, Pep, of course, he has won it for 5 times. Is it 5 times in a row or 4 times in a row? So 4 times in a row for him. Uh, just a blip, bad day, bad season. For him, he has no problem because he has won 6 out of 7 times. He has won the Premier League. So for him, not winning, uh, people will be lenient on him. But coach like Arteta, 5 years without any big trophy apart from the FA is a failure to me.
Yes, there's Alex. Do you think that what is your take if Ancelotti wins this Premier League for the first time and for the first league?
First of all, good afternoon to Kelong. Umepotea sana, wewe ndio umekula Disemba. Wewe ndio umesherekea December. But anyway, this takes me back to I think 2017, yes, 2017, 2018 season when Antonio Conte first came in. That was the time when we had like every big coach in the league, from Guardiola, Pep to Jurgen Klopp. We had the likes of, I think it was Arsene Wenger. I think it was
Yeah, Mourinho was
we had
there as
Arsene
well.
Wenger. Yes, Mourinho was there. So and Antonio Conte came in, and he in that season he shocked everyone and he clinched the trophy, and that is the last one yenye Chelsea lishinda. So that shows you, Bonnie, that if a coach comes in with a philosophy and a style of play, and he implements it well, he will get that title. But you see, as Alex Ferguson always says, attack wins you games, but defense wins you titles. So, and that's the problem even we're experiencing with Chelsea. Yes, our defense is not good to win us titles. But as Kelong said, it's going to be an embarrassment to the Arsenal coach if Arne Slot clinches the title, because he has had a long time to be able to create a team that can lift the Premier League title. But every time they come close, something tragic happens. So and the fans have been yapping at the Blues saying that last season the only thing that stopped them was Pep Guardiola. So they said as Pep Guardiola nears the end to his career, then they will be the ones who will get the Premier League. But right now, Pep is not in the picture, and Arsenal is still yet to get the title. So they have a lot of issues. So it's going to be a big embarrassment to Mikel Arteta. So he has to up his game. So yeah. So that's what it is.
The Premier League battle is still on. I can see it in the comment section. We have a lot of viewers there. If you're following us here, remember to join through the link that I have shared over there. Join the link. Then after you join the link, then it will direct you to the StreamYard. Then you will get to the studio and you will share. Ezron Machuka, you will share with Kenyans. What is your view about what is happening in the Premier League? Who is going to be announces the winner of the Premier League 2024-2025 season? Because things are eating, things are getting hotter every day when it comes to the competition. But Liverpool, they have high chances of winning the Premier League. We have Manchester City, Pep Guardiola side, despite the downfall, despite the woes. Now we are having them coming up again. They won 3-1 against Chelsea. Do you think that Man City still are in this race of the Premier League? They have won it 5 times in a row. Do you think that still they can come and win? Because if they win, then it will be a big shame for Premier League. Because Man City, they have lost a lot of matches. But now you see winning against Chelsea, it has given them that boost. What is your take? If Man City, do you think that the citizens can win the Premier League this season? And if they wins, what is your take?
So you see, the thing with City, as you have said, they have lost too many games for them to even be in contention for the Premier League. But to be objective, they are mathematically in the race. But yeah, sincerely speaking, City are nowhere near getting the title. Because they've lost too many games, and this time they won't have the miraculous comeback which they always do of the January season, where they go on a spree of winning a lot of games, and at the end of it all they are able to get the title. So this time their goose is cooked. So City are in the race for top four, just like Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth, Arsenal, and Newcastle and Chelsea and the likes. So this time, the and Guardiola is yet to be tested, because by him beating Chelsea 3-1, Chelsea are in the mud. If we are speaking for real, Bonnie. So by him beating Chelsea, I don't think it's much of an achievement. But we will vet him next week when he not next week, this week on as he plays Arsenal, and see whether he is in contention for the top four, or it was just that he got the chance to beat a Chelsea side that is wounded. So that's what depends. But speaking of City being the title race, no, this time they won't get away with it. This time they're in the race for top four, just like any other club, and they have to fight for them to get it. Because if they don't play, they won't even get the top four. They will be up against they will be fighting for the Europa League and the likes of conference.
Yes, Manchester City, Pep Guardiola, and of course, what is the problem that is affecting Chelsea? What do you think is affecting the Stamford Bridge side?
You see, Bonnie, Chelsea's problem start from the season last season. When it ended, they removed Mauricio Pochettino for just some small issues or reasons, and they brought in the mini Pep, who is Maresca. And so with our previous coach Pochettino, the last season we got top six. We were supposed to play in the Europa League, but due to United winning the FA Cup, they got the chance to take our spot, to take Chelsea's spot. So That shows you from there on, uh, we are supposed to build from there. So after getting the sixth position, this season we're supposed to clinch a trophy and fight for top four. Then after there on, Chelsea was supposed to go higher and now challenge for the Premier League continuously. But after removing Pochettino from office, they brought in Maresca. Maresca also came in and he said he needs time. And the only difference between this season and last season is last season we started off poorly, but we kept on getting better and we even finished stronger. So with this season, Chelsea has started strongly, but slowly as the season has gone by, they have gone wameenda wakipunguza makali. So that shows you there's a big issue, and making signings will not help Chelsea because I'm hearing some people saying Chelsea need to make signings for them to be able to improve. But for me, I don't think Chelsea need to make signings because if you were to look at teams like Bournemouth, how many signings has Bournemouth made? How much money have they spent for them to be where they are to be doing what they're doing? They haven't spent much. We can as well say the same for Nottingham Forest. So the issue with Chelsea is they need to stick with one coach. They have everything they need to be able to play well. So I the but from what we are seeing from the five games which they went without a victory, you can see that the same problems are going onwards and onwards and onwards, and they are yet to be addressed. There's the Robert Sanchez issue, which even the journalists asked Maresca on the press conference that do you think of replacing the number one goalkeeper? Now, what did he do? He said no. He said we trust in Robert Sanchez. But if you ask me, I'll tell you that with Robert Sanchez in goal, Chelsea cannot win any title with Robert Sanchez in goal. So they have to get a good number one. Let's say somebody like Alison Becker or Mark Andre Ter Stegen of Barcelona. You need a goalkeeper, Boni, who is uh, who is good with the ball at his feet and can make miraculous saves. And you also need a goalkeeper who is a leader. The problem with Robert Sanchez, even at the previous club he was, which is Brighton, he was a second goalkeeper. So how can he come to Chelsea and be a first choice goalkeeper? So that should raise issues. So the issue with Maresca, which has been there this season for long, is that the defense is very terrible and he is yet to address it, and it has keep on going on and on and on and on. And right now, from what we saw from the Manchester City game, is that the club has been exposed defensively, and something needs to happen in the training ground. Something needs to happen which is going to shift things, and when things shift, they also need something to happen in attack. Jackson hasn't been firing goals. Noni Madueke isn't flying with goals and assists. So that shows you there are some small issues with the club which need to be addressed. And if those issues are not addressed, because midfield is okay, the goalkeeper position, the defense, and the attack, if those three places improve, then I think Chelsea can win a lot of matches.
Stamford Bridge side, that is Chelsea. They are struggling, but as you said, I think from my own point of view, I understand that the striking force is well complete, but the only problem that is missing, that is making this team not to score goals, is whereby the coach is using Nico Jackson instead of Felix, because the front three should consist Neto, Felix, and another person. And also, we recommend Jordan Sancho for these days because he has been very consistent with his performance since he came at Stamford Bridge. So Sancho, Neto, they should always start. Jackson, so that Palmer can just play behind those three. So I think that is the only way Chelsea will perform. But anyway, Maresca will not listen to the fans talking. Will just go and use Nicolas Jackson, who waste millions of chances when it comes to playing. And that is where the Blues will miss scoring goals. That is all about Chelsea, but I've seen Chelsea be linked to Alejandro Garnacho. Garnacho, of course, they are saying they want to do a swap deal for Garnacho coming to Chelsea and also Nkunku going to Manchester United. This is after Christopher Nkunku has had a very short time when it comes to playing. He has been coming from the bench, and these are some of the quality players that we have in the Premier League. But still, they have not caught up with the performance and also the motion of the Premier League. I think if Chelsea allow this guy, if Chelsea allow this guy go, then he'll be very lethal because it's only a matter of time. Though he is weak when it comes to scoring goals. What is your take about Garnacho be linked to the Stamford Bridge? Do you think that is going to perform the same way Sancho is doing? But they are quite different.
Alejandro Garnacho can be a good signing for Chelsea, and he chips in with goals and assists everywhere. He's always a threat going forward, and he's still young. So, but I don't think Chelsea right now we need Alejandro Garnacho. I think we need more of experienced players. We need players who are going to come in with an instant impact. And plus, after all, Chelsea have really spent a lot of money. So right now, getting Alejandro Garnacho from Manchester United will mean you have to pay something like at least 70 to 60 million plus euros, which is a lot of money. So I don't think Chelsea should go and bring in Alejandro Garnacho from unless he's coming for a very small price of, let's say, 25 million pounds. So then that one I can say he can come, but otherwise it's going to be expensive. And Chelsea need more of experienced players, players who are going to have an instant impact, and they also need leadership, which will come from experienced players. So them signing Garnacho is not a good deal. It's better even they bring a renowned striker like Isak, because with Isak he's going to bang in at least 17 goals, which is going to be of good help to Chelsea in their quest for top four. If you add the goals that Palmer scores and the ones which are chipped in from midfield and defense, then Chelsea will do quite well.
That is all about Stamford Bridge side. Now to the Manchester, but of course I remember the swap deal that was done when Chelsea gave Manchester United Mason Mount. That was a very good player from the academy, but still when he went there, yeah, the challenges that he has been facing at Old Trafford, the likes of injuries, I think they have really affected Mason and Mount. But now, uh, concerning Manchester United, Ruben Amorim, after he has lost his several matches, the other day he was interviewed and he was very hungry. Yesterday he won against Fulham at Craven Cottage, but now he's saying that the job in the Etihad, I know in the Old Trafford is very tough. What do you take about Ruben Amorim? Do you think that is going to be successful because he has been linked to Marcus Rashford exit at Old Trafford?
Uh, so, uh, First of all, Ruben Amorim is a good manager. He's still very young, and he has a long way to go in the football game. So he needs time to implement his style of play. He also needs time because he said his philosophy really takes a long time for the players to understand it. So it's a good start for him. The fact that he has been able to get a draw away at Liverpool, he has beaten Manchester City, and he has knocked Arsenal out of the FA Cup. Shows you that he is in for a very good ride in the Premier League. Though it's a good thing they got the win yesterday against Fulham, but United still have a long way to go. And the Marcus Rashford issue, I think it's high time Rashford leaves United and tries a new challenge. He still has a lot of potential. His best days are ahead of him, so he needs a club where he will impose himself, and we will see a rejuvenated Marcus Rashford who is going to be fast, good with dribbles, assisting and scoring, shooting from afar. So, but for United, they still have a long way to go, and for them this season is over, so they can only fight for the cups like the FA because I don't think they're even strong enough to win the Europa League.
Yeah, Ruben Amorim, that is Man United, Chelsea, of course, the discussion. Remember, if you're following us here for the first time, remember to subscribe to Africa 24. You are going to be part of this strong team. Roda Ruthi said that me, I think the problem will be having a lot of being, I think a lot of players being added to whom the good matches and backs are matched on the spot, so it makes them to feel as small. Liverpool and Manchester come up again, Roda Ruth, but I know you are following this great conversation, which is a Timbal Afrique post-match analysis. Where we're discussing some of the top news when it comes to matters concerning sports. Don't forget that we are in the January transfer. Kyle Walker left to AC Milan. We also seen how Mamouche just came from Frankfurt to Man City. You have seen how uh, teams are chasing some of the good players, but others are still stagnant. They have not signed quality players. So remember, subscribe to Afrique 24. You tell us what is your team? Who do you think is going to clinch the Premier League season 2024-2025? Is it Liverpool, Nottingham Forest, Chelsea, City, or Arsenal? You know, Arsenal, they have been bottling for a long time. So if I really think if Man City are not going to win this season, then it should be Arteta. And if not Arteta, then you know it's going to be a tough day for Mikel Arteta, because he has been bottling back to back to back to back from Premier League season. Yes, Arsenal. Do you think that Arsenal they need a striker after Jesus got that long-term injury and Bukayo Saka?
So for Arsenal, they really have big problems. Not even just a striker. The striker issue has been there for the last 3 years. They have been seeing they need a striker, they need a striker, they need a striker. But their problems are far more than the striker. They need to buy more players. Right now that their players are on injury, they need at least two new wingers who can score goals, assist, and create chances outside the striker issue. And they also need some new energy in midfield. Somebody like Zubimendi who can come in and sit deep and give Rice the opportunity to push forward. And but defensive wise, they have numbers, though Ben White is nearing a return. So, but I think Arsenal, their problem is they have run out of steam. They have burn out, and they are now being exposed. So they are on a rough patch. So for them, the season is almost over. So we the best they can do is just to try and make some new signings, or probably start planning for next season to get a striker and add two new wingers and buy a new DM, because even Thomas Partey is right now becoming less and less reliable. So they need somebody to sit deep and give Rice the chance to push forward. And they also need to update their bench, because they have players like Jorginho, who is old and weary, like Sterling. Those are not people who they should be depending on. They need new blood. So that's what I can say about Arsenal.
Yes, those are Arsenal fans. When they will listen to you speaking, then they will chase you because they believe that they can win the title. That is the Arsenal fans. Oh, remember, this is a Freak 24 sports show. So we are going to give you those transfer news. And of course, one of the transfer news that really shocked me is Miguel Almiron moving from Newcastle United to Italian side Atlanta. That is one of the little guys, little wingers from the South American side who has been performing, but he has been sent to Atlanta. I think Eddie Rowe has made a big mistake of allowing Miguel Almiron to just quit. That is a bad thing from Miguel Almiron. So I think those are some of the rumors that we have and confirmed news. Walker to AC Milan, and of course, other rumors is that Gungu linked to Man United, Ganacho. Of course, you have seen how Mohamed Salah still contract is still pending together with the other players. But you have seen how the teams they are performing when it comes to the Premier League. And the question is, which team do you think is going to clinch Premier League season 2024-2025? You can join us through the comment section there. You tell us what is your view. Which team do you support? And do you think that your team is going to clinch 2024-2025 Premier League season? When you go to Barcelona, you know the Spanish soccer giant Barcelona, they have been performing very well under Hansi Flick. But Carlo Ancelotti is still there. Atletico Madrid is still there. I know a lot of leagues have those quality players. You have also seen the UEFA Champions League. How is the performance? How is the team performing? I have seen how Aston Villa lost against other teams when it comes to the European competition. But still, some of the teams that have qualified for the last 8. So I think Premier League, Champions League, UEFA Conference, they are still shaping. But Premier League teams, they are still leading. Liverpool is when it comes to UEFA Champions. When you go to a conference, Chelsea leads. You go to Europa, of course. Teams are still leading. You have seen how Lazio they are performing. You have seen how Atalanta they are performing. But that is all what it takes when it comes to sports. Yeah. What is your biggest shock of the transfer season? Of the transfer this season? Because I've seen Neymar Jr. What is your take? But of course, before we just say it's the end of the show, what is your take? Because I've seen Neymar Jr. being linked to Brazilian teams. And this is one of the quality players I know, by the way, with very excellent skill.
So the shocking one, Bonnie, which I never expected to see, was Anthony moving to Real Betis. We can all say, Bonnie, even the people in the comment section, or the people joining from Facebook or X or YouTube, no one saw that coming. We never expected to see Mark Anthony making a move to Real Betis, but if he has made it a move there, let's try and see whether he can try and revive his career, and let's see whether he can bring back the Anthony who we saw at Ajax, and probably prove United wrong. Should prove to us that the issue was United and it wasn't him. So that was shocking for me to see that, and also we saw Renato Veiga of Chelsea moving on to Juventus on loan, and I didn't expect to see Kvicha Kvaratskhelia moving to Paris, but he has joined Paris Saint-Germain. So those are some of the shocking ones that I have had.
Zalendo, why are you going? You leaving the conversation? Or because, Arsenal, they are struggling to win the Premier League, despite Man City downfall?
Somebody is talking. To interfere.
I'm asking you, do you think that Arsenal, they are going to win Premier League this season?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I thought Alex was talking. Alex was talking. Why are you interfering with the conversation?
No.
No, I finished my
I was
remarks.
not talking.
Oh, Alex, you're finished. Somebody.
Mzalendo, ama wewe ni fan wa Arsenal, hauna kitu ya kuchangia?
Okay. Can you let me contribute before you start bombarding me with a lot of questions? Now, Arsenal is a big team. Arsenal is a big team. Right now, we are behind the league leaders. Behind the league leaders with 6 points. We are about to sign the youngest. We are about to sign the youngest player from Norway. That is a 16-year-old. So whatever happened in the weekend, was an unfortunate decision by the referee. They shouldn't have sent that. They shouldn't have given that red card. But we are okay. Last season we were in the same position. Uh, we are still among the top team, the top contenders. I don't know which other team is close to Arsenal, but I know for us we are chasing the title leaders, which is Liverpool. So whatever you're talking about, let us talk about Liverpool and Arsenal. Those are the big teams that are likely to win the Premier League this season. Thank you.
Mzalendo, that was just a glimpse, of course. I know that you are one of the big fans of Arsenal, but anyway, we will be here to witness. By end of April, then we'll be here to witness who is going to be the Premier League champion 2024-2025. Arsenal, Arteta is having a lot of problems because missing Bukayo Saka in the squad has really affected him. Also missing Martin Odegaard in some of the few matches that he played without him, he slided. Also now he is missing Gabriel Jesus, and of course his team has not been strong enough to win the Premier League. But for the sake of the viewer, then you know that the Premier League title is very tough. Nottingham Forest, they might be the winner of this season. We have seen Leicester City winning 2016. Maybe we can witness the same thing happening in this season. So where you following this conversation from? Join through the link that I've shared there, and you'll be one of these wonderful conversation we're having here in Dimbal Africa Sports edition. Where are you joining this tough conversation from? So as we come to the end of the show, I know we have a few comments here. Mzalendo, there is this player known as Kyle Walker who moved from Etihad to San Siro. What is your take about Walker moving from Etihad to San Siro Stadium? Yes, Mzalendo, I think your network is very poor, but you will be with us very soon. Anyway, we are having this great conversation, but anyway, I was answering to the question whereby Alex said that Anthony moving to Real Betis, because I never underestimate Real Betis, because I've seen how they are playing in the Spanish La Liga, and they are really doing a good job. I've seen Isco there playing, and they are really performing when it comes to that league. I have Mzee Long here. I know Mzee Long amekuwa na shida ya network, but I know he'll be back soon. Betis have sent that toxic guy, but I know he is a very good guy. Anthony is a very good player. The only problem that we have in Manchester United is that Manchester United really wastes a lot of players. Manchester United really wastes a lot of players. Mzee Kilong bwana, umepotea sana, lakini naona
Pole pole
umerudi.
bwana.
Tulikuwa
Yeah, I'm
tunauliza
back now.
what is your take about this Etihad man moving on loan to San Siro Stadium
Kyle
for
Walker.
4 million? I've seen, yes, actually 4. That is underrating World Cup one. Why is Pep
Okay, so
Guardiola doing this?
I think maybe internal issues between Kyle Walker, because I know Kyle Walker is experiencing a divorce, so maybe the environment in England was toxic, and decided maybe relocating to Italy can help him for a while. But it's a loan move. But all the same, I think Man City is team needs to be rebuilt again the same way Chelsea is doing, because they are having players who are aging and they need to replace them. So I think letting go Walker is because it's time for somebody else to come and replace him. because he's aging and his best years are way behind him. So I think him going to AC Milan is partly a personal issue. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure, and also it's the chance that Man City is trying to refresh, especially their backline, to new people and rebuild again because they've been struggling for a while. Yeah, especially during December, the festive season, they are really struggling. Yeah.
Yes, Zek Long. Just a quick one. Alex, who do you think is going? Which team do you think is going to be the winner of the Spanish La Liga 2024-2025, and why?
I think for the Spanish La Liga title, I think there is a title race there between the three giant teams. I can't be quick to say that like in the Premier League that Real Madrid will win it because we don't know what to expect from them. In the beginning of the season, they dropped a lot of points. Then as the season went by, Barcelona also dropped a lot of points. So we are yet to predict what will happen in the next few games. But for Hansi Flick, I think he needs to be dynamic and not always to play with the highlight if he is to win the league because sometimes he gets exposed and he goes on a 4 or 5 games winless run, which is very which is endangering the title race. But for Madrid, I think they're picking slowly, picking points. So we're in for a good title race in the La Liga. But for me, my prediction is Hansi Flick will get it. But we wait and see.
Zek Long, nani atachukua Spanish La Liga? Najua timu yako pale inachapua timu tu mbaya 7-4. Nimeona ni 101 goals since Hans Flick took over.
Yeah, I think Barcelona are doing, but they are not, as Alex has mentioned, they are not. What is the word? They are not
Consistent.
consistent. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, they're not consistent. They play good and score numerous goals, but sometimes they fail to win matches. They concede easily. So for me, Real Madrid has the title with them on their hands. I think they are 7 points ahead. Let me just confirm that. They are 7 points ahead. No, not 4 points. 4 points ahead of Atletico Madrid and 7 ahead of Barcelona. So we also have Atletico Madrid. We can't discard them because of late they've been playing well. They are winning games and they have a nice, well-rounded team. So they're also dangerous. So as Alex has mentioned, it will be an interesting title race between the three, which is Real Madrid, Atletico, and Barcelona. For me, I would wish Barcelona to win, and if not, let Atletico Madrid win. For Real Madrid, I hope for the worst for them. I hope they they start losing games. Yeah.
Yes, Atletico Madrid. I will always die for that Atletico Madrid because, of course, the Spanish teams they play very well. But now Real Madrid plays very well. Barcelona plays very well. Atletico Madrid plays very well. Even Sevilla, Valladolid, Girona, they play very well. But when it comes to Spanish La Liga, there is only one team that I like over there, but it does not perform. But the passion with the fans is what makes me love that team. I will always die for Diego Simeone's side because the passion for those fans, it's 100% sure that they will support that team. I saw the team that game when Real Madrid. I don't think whether which team was this when Atletico Madrid was playing. I think that this was Barcelona. Was it Barcelona or it was Real Madrid? Was Madrid derby? when the captain had to go to tell the fans to stop what they were doing. That is what I like about Atletico Madrid fans. They are the best when it comes to supporting their team. The ambience
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
their
they're very
jersey is 100% perfect.
mm-hmm.
I love their jersey, by the way. Kwanza ikiwa wakati ilikuwa inavaliwa na Memphis Depay. Hey.
Yeah, they have passion and also
Mimi hiyo
their
game
coach
ilikuwa
is,
gani? Yenye Koke alikuwa alienda kuambia watulie.
it was the Madrid derby. Yeah, because of the fans.
Hiyo ni kama Madrid derby.
It was Madrid derby. Yeah.
Fans wa Madrid Atletico yani wale ni mafans. Ni
Yeah,
kama
yeah.
wa Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah, but the yellow wall ndo sasa the beast pale kwa nobody can get them. Mm-hmm. And also some South American teams like Boca Juniors. Yeah, there's a derby in Argentina that huwa watu wanapigana kabisa hadi sometimes inachezwa another continent because the fans wakubali. Is it Boca Juniors and who? Let me check. Boca Juniors and
Is it Newell Old Boys?
huh?
Is it the Newell Old Boys or?
No, it's Boca Juniors and River Plate. It's called Super Clasico. That game is always fireworks. When they meet, watu hupigana kabisa madondi. So there was one, I think 2 years ago or 1 year ago, it was cancelled because every time they played in the same pitch, fans wanasumbua. Ikapelekwa Europe, chezoe Spain. Yeah, that's how passionate football fans can be about their clubs. Yeah.
Yes, wonderful, Mzee Long and Alex. As we come to the end of the show, Alex, just a quick one. What is your take about the new management that took over the FKF leadership? Hussein Mohamed and now McDonald Mariga, and now moving Kipchumba Murkomen out of the sports docket to interior security. Now we have Salim Wuria.
First of all, I won't touch on the cabinet secretary position because every time there is always a shuffle. Even right now, I don't know the cabinet secretary for sports in the country. But for me, my speaking on the FKF leaders, the ones who are there, from my perspective, I think ni watu wa kuchapa kazi na ni watu wa integrity, and the people who are passionate about Kenyan football, seeing our football progress going forward. So that's what excites me from what I know from Hussein Mohamed, from the back in the days nikimjua siku za kina Mzalendo kikuu huku Kenya. So I see him as somebody who's passionate about the game, passionate about delivering. So Bonnie, we are in for a good ride. So that's what I'm anticipating. So me I feel tunaenda in the right direction from hizo siku za kina Nyamwe na kina Nick Mwendwa.
Mzee Kilong, McDonald Mariga na Hussein Mohamed watafanya kazi kweli kwa FKF ama pia watasumbuana na Wakenya kama vile Nick Mwendwa alikuwa anafanya?
I think time will tell. We just have to wait and see because we don't have any option. But I think sometimes change is important because FKF was held in ransom by this Nick Mwenda guy. Now change, and there's a little bit of hope because we know that this guy, McDonald Mariga, has played outside the country, played the top leagues in the world. So he knows how the level of football that should be. But of course, we can't forget that we are in Kenya, and that doesn't matter most of the time. So for us, it's just to hope for the best and expect for the worst. That's what I would say.
Hoping for the best and expect for the worst. That is Mzee Kilong. Of course, that this has been one of the best shows, Dimba Lafrique. We always have it here on Mondays as we post-match analysis on what has happened over the weekend. Of course, the Premier League title is there. Premier League is one of the best leagues that is followed by a lot of people. We have Kenya Premier League. We also have a lot of leagues, Bundesliga, Italian Serie A, and of course, we shall be giving you all those here in Dimbala Freak. So I want to say thank you so much, Mzee Long, for your time. Alex, for your time. I think this has been a wonderful show. So we meet here same place, same time next week. And also, we shall be giving you more updates when it comes to the transfer, since we have the January transfer, and teams are rushing to sign new players, quality players, so that they can boost their performance in the Premier League and also in their respective teams. See you same place, same time, and cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you. Big up.
Mister,